am here, and I'm calling this today, we're going to start to unmask gambling. We're going to take the mask off of gambling because you've only heard one side of the story, and that story is not true. South Carolina went through this 10 years ago, and it was not the preachers, it was the merchants that rose up and drove this type of gambling out of South Carolina. The reason was it was costing them more than they were getting in. Gambling is a predatory business. It is not a winner's business. People lose, family loses. So we are going to take the mask off, and we're going to keep right on telling folks the truth. Somebody asked me, said, well, how do you figure you can stand against such a huge amount of money? Well, the answer is simply this. Truth is stronger than money. Amen. Truth will always trump money. The truth that we're going to tell, we can tell it every day, and we won't have to change next week. We're going to live with the truth. We're going to put it out there, and we're going to show you that Houston County, Dothan, Alabama, and Alabama will be a loser if we invite gambling in. Gambling cannot run from their roots. They have a root, and it's dirty, it's nasty, it's immoral, and we're going to keep telling that story. And once our people, grassroots people, see this, I'm telling you, they've been waiting for somebody to sound the voice. We're here to sound that voice. And Ricky Plummer's going to come. He is pastor at Bethel. He is a good brother. He has a heart for truth.
Our county leaders have said there's no one who's standing against this country crossing, especially the gambling aspect of it. But this is to show that there are some who stand against this project. And I appreciate these guys showing up as well. And Brother Tom said, I'm Ricky Plummer. I'm a local pastor. I've called Houston County my home for almost 40 years. And I have stood and will continue to stand against any form of gambling in our community being legalized. I stand as a religious leader in this community whose church weekly, if not daily, ministers to the needy of this community. I personally will not lose a dime at Country Crossing, but I stand for the families and the community, the families, the homes, the children who have everything to lose. Already individuals have had hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars sifted from their pockets by the hopes, the eluding hopes of hitting the jackpots at Country Crossing. Dothan has fallen prey to this, and the hope that it's going to bless this community and it's going to bring jobs into this community. Listen, I'm not against jobs. Our community needs jobs. If our county leaders, though, were concerned about jobs, I thought about the businesses who's closed in 2009. Businesses like Tri-State Plant Food. Dunbarton has laid off full-time and part-time employees. Ollie Harold Tire Company has closed its doors. GE plant has layoffs, but we've not seen one 10 o'clock press conference to cry over those jobs.
That's right.
Why is it that our leaders are so concerned about country crossing jobs? I think we know the answer to that. You know, many companies could have been used here in Dothan if they're more concerned about county jobs or Houston County jobs, but they use companies out of Enterprise, nothing wrong with that. They use companies out of Opelika, Alabama, companies maybe in Alabama, but why didn't they use Houston County jobs? I know of some who tried to bid on some of the work, but didn't get the chance to bid on it. It's not about Houston County jobs. It's about the greed of those who are wanting to sift the money from the people of Houston County and take money out of their pockets. That's what it's about. Why is it somebody asking the question how our county leaders can take an amendment, Amendment 569, that says that charitable bingo, 100% of that has to go to the charity? Well, that's not the case. How can our county leaders change that amendment, that state amendment? How can our county leaders take what we voted on to be charitable bingo by paper only for 5 hours a week and change it to be video gaming for 7 days a week. How can county leaders do that without the people saying? Listen, the religious community has a God-given mandate to stand against the evils of gambling. God inquired of the religious community and of the prophets of the day when in Ezekiel he spoke these words. He said, I look for someone who might rebuild the wall of righteousness that guards the land. I searched for someone to stand in the gap in the wall so I would not have to destroy the land, but I found no one. Listen, I'm going to stand, and I'm going to continue to stand. I have stood, and I'm going to stand in the gap for those who will suffer from this facility, which promotes negative productivity for our community. I would ask that other born-again believers and those concerned for their community to stand against the social calamity and deception this project has brought to our community. Listen, I believe it's our responsibility, our mandate, and our responsibility to speak as a church, because we are the ones willing to meet the needs of our community. The church is one of the first called on, and people come to the church to have needs met, and I believe it's our responsibility and our right to speak because we're willing to meet those needs. Listen, and I hope that my stand and our stand today does not hinder the gospel of Christ from those who want to hear it or have a desire to hear it. I hope that it doesn't hinder the gospel of Christ from being proclaimed. My greatest desire, though, is to promote my love for God and our love for our community, our love for people. Listen, as we promote our love for God, it requires us to stand for righteousness.
Amen.
And as we promote our love for other people, and as we promote our love for other people, I believe it causes us and requires us to stand for the people, stand in the gap for the people.
All right, amen. Pastor down at Hodgesville, and he'll bring another angle to this that I think